Hey, good morning, tubers. It's me again. I've been wanting to make this video for a little while, and basically, this is what I do whenever I get a mower brought in and stuff. Sorry, I'm not really prepared on this, but I just want to show you something. Got a little go-kart project going on over here too. Putting this 4-stroke weed whacker on this little skid thing for the kids, this drifting scooter, but that'll be for another video. Hey, so anyways, the video that I did on the Murray's gone. Guy brought over this mower as a trade-in, and I pretty much just tell him, your mower's worth $20 at least, to me anyways. It's worth that much just for the parts and whatever I can take off it if I can't get it running. But this is what I do when I get it, when I accept a mower, or if I'm gonna repair it, is so I have these little forms right here, and it makes it so, like, up here, like, shows, like, if I can communicate with these guys with a text and stuff. I'll put the make and the model of whatever the unit is. Could be a chainsaw, weed whacker, trimmer, anything like that. And then this is really important because, I mean, we love our neighbors and everything, but sometimes they're a little bit sketchy. They'll tell you that, oh yeah, it was just running yesterday, and then you want to, if you can't get it going, then they're going to try to, like, hang it on you. It's like, well, it was running when it came in here, and it's like, and that's not always the case. So I just make sure that, if they can just get it to cough or whatever, it's like, I know that it'll run, so that's it. And they don't have to go out and cut grass or anything. But let's see, get a better focus in here. And then I just make quick notes, like when they're dropping it off. If it has a starting issue, if it will start, won't start. If they say, like, yeah, I think it just needs a carburetor tune-up or something like that. If they just bring it in, they want the blade sharpened or the chain sharpened, something like that. But anyways, basically that's it. And then another big thing is, like, I just have this little garage here. It's a little early, a little dark. I don't have a lot of space, so I just make sure that they can't leave it here more than 2 days after I call them and tell them that it's ready for pickup. And so commercial guys, they get guarantee for 30 days, and then anybody that comes in and gets a mower or gets it worked on or whatever, it's 90 days. So, and to get it looked at, it doesn't cost them anything, but as you may know, if you look down in here, it says, like, I gotta charge $25. If I have to start like on a chainsaw, I don't know if the carburetor needs to be tuned or if it needs a kit until I can try to get it to start. But if the fuel lines are all rotted and and the filter's hanging down in the tank, I have to initiate that repair in order to find out if there's any other problems. So there's that. So this is just something that I do. So anyways, here is the mower that came in last night, and I've taken out a lot of the bolts and stuff to make this real easy and stuff. So basically, I'm looking for the 3 things that's going to make this engine run. This is like, I need spark, I need compression, and I got to get fuel to it. Well, first off, I'm looking over here at the carburetor, and it's looking a little bit mangled with the springs and stuff. But that's not a big deal because, like, I keep them from other mowers that just don't make the grade. So I'll steal the parts, and I have all of that stuff. It's gonna need it's gonna need a carburetor kit. You got those laying around. Let's see, the primer bulb is just sun rotted, it's stuck in there, so we got another new one to take and stick in there. Again, that's not another big deal. Let's see, good carb kits right here. These are, I just keep these around. Like, if you order them, I get like 10 of them at a time. So there's the kit that'll go underneath that. And so like, out of the 3 things that that it needs to run, fuel is not going to be one of them. Okay, So I've got all the parts for that and get that carburetor all squared away. Well, it takes about a couple minutes just to diagnose now. Here's the way that I go and I check the compression. But this morning when I took this cover off, I'm just going to throw that off to the side. You see the guy's got a little farm action going on, a ranch. He's got a bunch of straw and stuff, grass stuck down in there. But while I'm looking at it, one of the first things that I see is like, see that governor? See how that governor is just laying right against the flywheel? I'm like, what the hell? So like, I'm trying to move it and it doesn't want to move. So I go and I look and this bolt right here, this is actually a shoulder bolt. This bottoms out, but it still leaves room for this governor to move back and forth like this to control the throttle. Well, here's what they did. Down in here, get a good focus on it. Down in here, there's a little bump stop for the throttle. And what they did is like they jumped it up and over that bump stop. So if I can pick this up and show you, there, I'm moving it back to where it belongs. That gives it, now the throttle is back the way that it's supposed to operate. The governor is back the way that it's supposed to operate. And it gives it the clearance on that flywheel. So that part's back. He was just trying to hold the throttle wide open. That's all he was trying to do. So, okay, so that part's all squared away. Now we're getting ready to come over here for the compression. Now I don't have enough hands to do everything, but we need to go and I take the plug out and I like to look at that and see how good or bad that it looks. This one's like, it's not terrible. I've seen them a lot worse and still run. And I'll just let you know that this thing does have spark. Come on, I don't want to get accused of like you guys have to look through Vaseline in your eyes. So like that's not too bad. And then here's the next thing and a little trick that I can show you. Let's see. Right here. This is my Harbor Freight drill. And I got a 15/16 socket on the end of it. And what I do, when the plug is out, I can take and I can put this thing up here on top and I can spin the motor. Okay? What I got to do first is set the bail for two reasons. One is like it kills the ignition and it makes it really hard. So I just keep this little solder wire and I should be able to go like this, close down the bail, and then get this piece of wire up here. And all I want to do is like, where's my pointer? Right here, that takes this brake off. When that bail is let go, that right there takes and lays against the flywheel. Keeps the motor from spinning easy. So now you can see with the plug out, it spins over very easy. It's also a real easy way to go and check for spark. And the way that I do that is I'll take and I'll put a little alligator clip over here on the head. I put an alligator clip down here on the spark plug. And then I'll spin it over. Obviously it's connected to there. Spin it over and look at spark. Works every time. Thus, of course, the coil is bad. Alright, so that's out of the way. Now, this is a big thing because I'm taking right here, I got my handy dandy compression tester right there. But part of that guarantee from when you get a mower from me is like, I'm gonna say 90 days. Figure these guys are gonna run their mower for at least what? Half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour every weekend until it starts getting cold, and then it's time for winter rye. But anyways, so you got this. We're all set out at 0. And we're back up here. put this drill driver on there, and we're going to give it a spin, making sure there's nothing underneath because the blade is still on there. Okay, so there, that's going to give me the best compression right there for testing. Can we see that? We're looking at like 110, 120 maybe. So I go over here to the lid. This is for all the different machines that I work on. And if you look right up here, it'll say Briggs and Stratton. If it has the compression release mechanism on like overhead valve or overhead valves, you got to have a minimum of 70 psi. Above 90 psi is acceptable on all others. That's for Briggs and Stratton. Now this is just the way that I do it, guys. You know, if you do it different, let me know. The temps have variable psi, but 60 is the minimum. And then over here, I just put two-stroke reject is at 100. Now I do get some stuff that'll still run at 90, but it's kind of sketchy, and I usually will contact the owner and see if they want to put any more time or effort into it, because it'll only get worse. And so basically, so now we have, by doing that same thing, using the drill, I can check the spark. We got spark. We know that we have compression, and then what I'll usually do is, hold on here. Sorry about this, guys. It's like, because you might get one like 2 or 3, whatever. So I go always over here, and I'll just write on it. I'll put it on the muffler. So when somebody comes and looks at it and say like, oh yeah, you know, like how's this motor? I'm like, it's like that right there. That's the compression on it. It's 120. It's like this thing's like really good. So we got the fuel issue squared away. We know that that's going to work. So we got that governor thing all taken care of. We know that that's not going to be a problem. We know that we got 120 psi on this thing. This thing's a runner. So we are gonna fix it up here. Probably gonna take, I don't know, about 2-3 hours. I'll also take it, sharpen and balance the blade. Don't make everything all fall off. The guy, when he dropped it off, he said that it's never been sharpened, but it looks good. There's not too much broccoli and stuff under there. There's no big dents. There's no. It just looks, for it's an aged machine, but it looks really good. So this will be on Craigslist this afternoon, probably for, I don't know, maybe 65 bucks. And same thing, bring me another one. You can have this one for 45. And it seems to be working out pretty well. Like, it keeps me busy. I really like doing this. And that's it. Just wanted to share that with you. Thanks, guys. Leave me a comment. We'll catch you on the next one. Out.